We keep records of every mechanic who goes through the garage. So if you want to try someone else's engine tune, you can. If you want to repaint your ride, you're in the right place.
In 100 yards, turn right. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
Hey, Roger. Got a moment to look over some adventures? Thought you might.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 400 yards, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left. In 200 yards, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right.
Someone slid me this note. Coche clásico alemán. German classic abandoned near the festival. What could that be?
You have arrived at your destination.
Kudos are a good way to send positive vibes around the festival. See a driver doing something you like? Kudos to them. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
GMC Jimmy. Muy bien. I mean, Tio Oscar said his was a Chevy Blazer, but that's only because he thought it sounded better. I'll call in some transport. I'll call you when it's done. Speak soon.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 400 yards, turn sharp left. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 400 yards, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination.
onda, amigo? Every racer who comes into the garage asks about you. I say you're coming for them next. You should see their faces.
Hey, Roger. We're ready to expand. What are you thinking this time? Now we're talking. I'll start putting together ground crew, officials, and barriers. Lots and lots of barriers.
Hey, amigo! I hear we have the go-ahead for the Goliath? Genial! I hope you're ready, my friend. The way you drive, you might see all of Mexico in one afternoon.
In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Someone is keen for Horizon Arcade. Why wouldn't you be? This is the best place to play games and do stunts with other drivers. We'll start soon. You run along and make friends.
Not sure if you want this information right now, but the Mexico Goliath is officially the biggest race by distance in Horizon history. Good luck. I am glad you did, because I don't think I can sit through that again. My heart wouldn't take it.
¿Qué onda, mi amigo? It's ready. You can come down and collect the escort now.
Hey, Roger. Time for an adventure. Where should we head next?
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
Es pequeño, but it's right in the heart of one of the most beautiful villages in Mexico. Right by the East Coast, too. You're gonna love it. Muy bien, que aproveche. You'll want to get a broom for all that sand.
Uncle Victor said it was like meeting an old friend again. Take good care of this one.
Hey, Roger. This is the Forzathon shop. It's full of rare and exclusive rewards that change over every season. So, take your hard-earned Forzathon points and go shopping.
The auction house is for buying and selling cars at the festival. If you go down there, invite me, okay? I love this stuff.
Hey, amigo! The Universidad is sending a technician to do some research at our festival outposts. And he needs a driver. Be nice to him. He's my baby cousin Juan.
Hola, my name is Juan Maria Garcias. The university assigned me to conduct research at Horizon Outpost, and my cousins, Rami and Ale, said they could introduce me to a Horizon driver. Muy especial. And I guess that's you.
Me? Hey, I'm just here to help. Thanks, Juan.
have arrived at your destination.
Hola. I think I should show you around the East Coast region first. Alejandra says a real racer studies the track beforehand.
Good advice.
Besides, I talked to the university into letting us study the beautiful beaches and clear blue skies. These calls for power and style. The Ferrari Portofino will do nicely. Route is set, telemetry recording, and Alejandra is probably watching the video feed, so...
She could have picked somewhere nicer than a swamp.
Discúlpame, my friend. I think you mean beautiful coastal wetland ecosystem. If you don't mind getting wet, Ale said she hit some bonus boards near here. You might want to check back later.
Thanks for the tip.
Ay, 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 ay. I wasn't supposed to tell you. Please, please, don't tell Ale. She won't be happy. Welcome to Tulum. The archaeologists at the university will be glad we came to visit.
Sorry we couldn't stay longer.
Wow! Fast roads and ocean views! The perfect location for Horizon Apex! Either you're very bored with my tour, or very eager to prove your speed to Prima Ale, my friend. This is Playa Azul. It's a nature reserve. Try not to disturb too much sand. Such beautiful weather. It just makes you want to sail away to the horizon and I mean, fascinating climate data.
It's fine. I could get lost here too.
Maybe some other time when Ale isn't checking our telemetry. Excelente. That's the East Coast. Very important if you want to compete at Horizon Apex. I have plenty of vehicle data for Ale, but there must be more to find in the region. I'll be in touch.
Yeah, that was fun. See you soon.
Hola, mi amigo. I've spoken with the Department of Ecology at the university. Come and meet me when you're ready.
Ecology? I'm on my way.
Hey, mi amigo. Alex asked about the classic off-roader. You should come get the Jimmy before he does.
yards, turn right. Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
The research team saw what we did before. Good news! We have permission to conduct a special survey around Playa Azul. This M Sport Fiesta is our special survey vehicle. Very scientific, no?
What do you need me to do?
Simple. Throw as much sand as you can, my friend. I'll record the data. And your skill chains.
So long as it's for science.
Down to the beach. I think you'll find plenty of sand there. And skills, of course. I think the university would like to know the effect of a speeding car on those beach loungers. Excitement increases as traction decreases, you see? These might look like random destruction, but we know we should study your driving more often. I'll send the data over to the research team. It looks like we got everything we needed. Now that was style. Thanks to you, the university will be able to make Playa Azul fun for locals, racers, and turistas in the future. Ay, my friend. Prima Ale called. I need you down here, quickly.
Is everything okay?
Yes? And no. Rápido, por favor.
In 200 yards, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left. At the roundabout, take the third exit. You have arrived at your destination.
The university has asked for a complete survey of Mexico. East to west. Coast to coast. And Ale wants complete telemetry for the racers at Horizon Apex. That's why she gave us the Yesco. We'll never be fast enough for her. She's the best racer in La Familia. Don't tell Rami I said that, but...
Calm down, Juan. We can do this.
Okay, we'll take the highway so you can really open it up. Here's the thing. We've also lost the traffic density telemetry. So, would you mind helping out? You get as close as you can, and I'll record the numbers.
On it. Let's go.
Vamos! If any machine can do it, this one can. This is fast! Very, very fast! Lo siento, we're doing sight! Never mind, they're gone. I don't want to see the telemetry on how close that was. We did it! Now, discúlpame. After a drive like that, I need the baño. Forget the university. I have to put together a presentación for Ale. She wants her Horizon Apex racers to have the best. I just hope I have all the telemetry she needs.
Relax, Juan. She'll love it. Your family.
You know what? You're right. Gracias, my friend.
Hey, Roger. There's no stopping us now. I'm getting the next Horizon adventure prepped and ready for you. 3 big spins, 3 big prizes. This is a super wheel spin. Care to test it out?
Turn around when it is safe.
¿Qué onda, mi amigo? I was talking to someone who found a classic car in a granero somewhere in this area. Would you be interested in restoring a pickup truck?
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 400 yards, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn sharp right. 200 yards, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right. You have arrived at your destination.
Ah, definitely a classic camioneta. Ford F-100. Let's take you back. I haven't worked on one of these since I was 10. I'll call you when it's done.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. You have arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
Ready for a new adventure? You and the whole of Horizon Mexico?
Hey, amigo. Remember that thing I said I needed help with? This is it. You in?
Of course. What do you need?
Excellent. Come meet me near Mulegé.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. yards, turn right. Turn right. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
Hi, Rami. What's the plan?
Okay, hear me out. Beautiful Mexican supercar, beautiful Mexican roads, promoting the Horizon Festival.
Do we need promoting? The festival seems to be doing okay.
All right. I'll find someone else.
That's not what I said. Of course I'll help you.
I knew I could rely on you. Let's go! Let's get moving. Get some speed, then turn into the countryside. Really see what this car can do. Yeah, great speed! Well, let's see how you handle some corners.
In 400 yards, turn right.
You want to tell me about the car, don't you?
I thought you'd never ask! So, VUL is an abbreviation. It stands for Vehicles of Ultra Lightweight and High Performance. It was started by two brothers, Guillermo and Iker Echeverria. The VUL 05 is a track-focused supercar, designed and produced in Mexico, but tested and optimized in the UK. I even think I saw one at the festival when I was over there. We're driving the pre-production version of the VUL 05RR, the even more track-focused version. Somehow, the designers reduced the weight by 65 kilos and increased the power to nearly 400 bhp. Then they lowered the engine by 50 millimeters to drop the center of gravity and improve cornering.
Impressive.
They're pretty serious about the ultralight part. The 05RR even has an option for titanium bolts, saving another 4.5 kilos.
What's the RR stand for?
Road and racing. The car was designed for an enhanced track experience, but remains road legal.
In 200 yards, you will arrive at your destination.
Perfect. There's a couple of other things you can help out with, if it's not too much trouble.
You're never gonna let me live that down, are you? Call me.
I just got my hands on a piece of Mexican racing history. Wanna see?
Of course. I'm on my way.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. 400 yards. Turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
Let me guess. Today's episode of Mexican Automotive History with Ramiro is about the Baja 1000.
You are very perceptive, my friend. This dune buggy was the first car to race here. Let's take it for a spin. The Baja 1000 is probably the most prestigious race held in Mexico. Do you know how it all started?
I assume the Myers Max has something to do with it.
Correct again. The Baja 1000 started as a very elaborate marketing campaign for the car you're driving. But let me start from the beginning. On the 22nd of March, 1962, Dave Eakins and Billy Robertson did the first real Baja run. They went from Tijuana to La Paz in 39 hours, 56 minutes on new Honda CL72 Scrambler motorcycles. So they probably were a bit sore afterwards. They got a lot of media coverage though. A year later, Myers started to work on a prototype buggy he called Old Red in his garage in Newport Beach. It was based on the VW Beetle, and it paved the way for what we know as buggies. Cars that are built for off-roading using the Beetle as a donor chassis. But I guess they wanted even more publicity because in April 1967, Myers decided to make an attempt at breaking Eakins' record. And it worked! Myers did it in 34 hours and 45 minutes, beating Eakins for more than 5 hours. The rivalry was known as Buggy Beats Bike in Baja. Sounds like something you did back in the UK, doesn't it?
Mrs. Manx became an overnight sensation as a result, and suddenly they were friendly races all across the Baja. It wasn't long before they realized they needed something more organized, and that was Mexican 1000. Guess who won the inaugural event?
Miles Manx?
You're on fire today! Yes, in 27 hours and 38 minutes. The official race was 100 miles shorter than the original route, but it's still impressive. The Mexican 1000 was later renamed to the Baja 1000 and is run to this day.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 100 yards, turn left.
I love that story. My abuela used to tell it to me at least once a year.
Hey, come quick! Papa Fernando needs your help!
Okay. I'll be right there.
F100 is restored. That was fun. The Y block is just how I remember. Come get it whenever you're ready.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 400 yards, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 100 yards, turn left. You have arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. Arrived at your destination.
Ah, see. BMW. Too old to be made in Mexico, though. We should take it to the taller so I can get a better look. Call you soon.
All right, BMW. Let's see what we've got here.
200 yards, turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, right. I get it now.
To be honest, though, it was me who needed your help, not Papa Fernando.
I can't fault that logic. Who are the other racers?
It's this new street racing crew that's been hanging around. I think they're here to see what you can do. Let's show them. Hey, he's eager. But this isn't really a street race. There's no checkpoints, just the finish line. So keep to the route and get there first. It's hard to overstate the effect that the Beetle had when it arrived in Mexico in 1954. Before that, all we had were these huge American cars. So this new European-style car with its shape and light chassis and those adorable headlights and an engine that anyone with a tractor could fix was, well, a complete game changer. They were so exciting that they were displayed at the Ciudad Universitaria in Mexico City, and there were lines to come and see this new car. Production of the Beetle started in Mexico soon after 7 of them finished the Carrera Panamericana. Before that, people were a bit worried about reliability, you see. We Mexicans love a good-looking car, but a car that can do work is better. The Panamericana convinced us, and in '61, Automex had assembled 250 of them. By '62, the first plant had opened in Jalostoc, making 10 of them a day. We love that car. So another plant opened in Puebla in 1967. And in '71, El Bocho became the official taxi of Mexico City, which is why you... That is a great car. Probably the most iconic car in all of Mexico. Ay, es increíble que un auto tan pequeño deje un vacío tan grande. Adiós, sedan. Thanks. I'll call you when I've got that next one ready. I have a brilliant idea.
Another one. What happened to the previous idea?
This one is better. Meet me in town.
In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination.
I have two cars here. A first-generation Volkswagen and a seventh-generation Volkswagen Golf. Made in Mexico for almost half a century. Sadly, they stopped building them in 2021. But we can still race them. What do you say? To make it fair, I will give you a chance to make an informed choice. Let's go for a test drive. And I've got lots to tell you about Volkswagen Mexico. Volkswagen Mexico headquarters are in Puebla City. It started production in 1967 with the famous Beetle. As we call it, the Bocho. VW made multiple attempts at replacing the famous Beetle with newer models, but all of them failed way short of achieving the production figures until the Volkswagen Golf came into play. First generation was released in Mexico as the Volkswagen Caribe and had quite a few variations, including the Golf GTI you're driving right now. VW engineers, inspired by the Beetle GSR, designed and prototyped the Golf in secret as a Skunk Works project. Little did they know that the Golf GTI would become the hot hatch. Shall we jump 40 years in the future and try the 7th generation? The 7th generation of the Golf first appeared in 2012. This version is the Volkswagen Golf R, R meaning race. Was the fastest Golf in the range, with a 0 to 60 time of 5.1 seconds. Volkswagen Mexico produced all 7 generations of the Golf, totaling more than 2 million units over 44 years. In fact, a lot of Golfs you find in the US were built here. Alright. Enough driving around. Let's go head to head, after you've had a chance to rest. I'm a fair man. I'll let you choose. Which Golf do you want to drive for our little race?
I'll take the Golf GTI.
In 400 yards, turn left. Turn around when it is safe to do so. Turn around when it is safe to do so. You have arrived at your destination.
I hope you know some shortcuts.
See you at the finish line. Don't make me wait for too long.
What a race! I am actually surprised the first generation still holds up. I'm sure you didn't cheat. I have a story to tell you, my friend, about the old wolf in the swamp.
Are we going to a zoo?
A swamp? I'll pick you up.
Hey, Roger. I just got a notification. Ready to pick an adventure.
I went to a drag race meetup last night and I talked to some mecánicos about the latest rumors. I think you're gonna like this one.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route.
That BMW? It's the 2002 Turbo. Very rare. Get down here.
Recalculating route. At the roundabout, take the first exit. You have arrived at your destination.
I hope you know some shortcuts.
See you at the finish line. Don't make me wait for too long.
What a race! The difference 40 years makes!
That's the old wolf.
No, that's an old truck. The wolf is waiting for us at the swamp. Haley asked us to clear some debris, and I've got just the car. But we need to get there first.
Of course! Who do you think I am?
The driver who destroyed a record-breaking amount of fences.
That's fair.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
See? Got it here in one piece.
And gave me a few heart attacks. Careful there! And now, let me introduce you to the fourth Lobo. This car is more your style.
Now that's a hecking good wolf.
We call it Lobo here. Marketing in this country is outstanding. Let's get to work. See all that Russian stuff? Clear it out. What? No! It's not just an excuse to throw the Lobo around. It is just an excuse to throw the Lobo around. In the 90s, Ford decided that they needed to rebrand the F-150 for the Mexican market. And the name Lobo just has a real ring to it. They started using the badge in 1997, and the rest is history. The Ford Lobo quickly became one of the most popular vehicles in the country. Lobo is still used for the modern Rangers like the one based on the F-150 Raptor you're driving. We don't just call it Lobo. No. We call it Lobo Raptor.
So it's the same car?
Now, there are loads of differences, like a dog and a wolf. Lobo only comes in XLT and with higher trim levels. The base version is still sold in Mexico as the F-150, but the Lobo is the Elite F-150. Great. Job's done. And the scratches will buff right out. Thanks for the help. Now I just need to get my abuelo's old F-100 back to the garage. I've got 1,400 horses and I need you to help with them.
I think I know what this is. I'll be right over.
Yards, turn right. Turn right. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
Hey there! So, look at this. 1,400 horses of electric Ford Mustang. Get in! Let's take this down to the beach. Stick it in AWD if you like. There's some nice curves up ahead. This is 2021's EV of the year. And it was up against things like the Taycan and the e-tron and the Recharge. It set 3 Guinness World Records, and it's inspired by the beautiful original Mach 1. And I'm telling you all of this because the Mach E was built right here in Mexico at Cuautitlán Assembly. Calm down. I know you like to go fast, but I had a big breakfast. Whoa! How do you make it go around corners like that? I'm really asking. Hey! This isn't your Mach E! Be careful with it! I have to give it back! Cuautitlán Assembly has been building cars since the 60s. And more than 2.2 million cars later, we're sitting in an actual space machine made here in Mexico. Quite a journey from Cougars and Thunderbirds and F-150s to this! This isn't just a prototype. Cuautitlán Assembly does a range of options for the Mach E. A 68 kilowatt-hour standard and an 88 kilowatt-hour extended range version. It will give you over 300 miles of range on a single charge. The Performance GT version is the really wild one. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. This one is quite a bit faster. Honestly, when I first tried it, I had to go and sit in a quiet room for a bit. And I've flown airplanes in a storm. It's wild tech. You can switch from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive at the touch of a button. And when you get into tuning, you can basically tweak every one of the 7 engines individually. It can make 1,400 horsepower and a ton of downforce at 160 miles per hour. And there we go. Sunrise over the sea. Beautiful. But we're not done. There's one more thing to look at. I'll let you know as soon as I have, found it.
Hey, Roger. Guess who's halfway towards securing funding for our next adventure? That would be me. Boom! Oh, sorry. Everyone thinks your driving is very impressive, too.
Okay, this one will be epic. I found the Porsche Carrera. You know what that means?
Racing? And what do you mean, found?
In a barn, of course. And of course it's racing. Come meet me at Guanajuato.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left. The next Horizon arcade event will begin any minute now. Enjoy! At the roundabout, take the second exit. At the roundabout, take the second exit. You have arrived at your destination.
This beauty got her name from the Carrera Panamericana. The races don't run anymore, but who can blame us if we take it out one more time, right? Let's see what this car can do. There's Jamin! Guess he wanted one last race.
Let's do this!
first race had 132 competitors, and everyone turned up. Amateurs to F1 drivers, men, women, professionals, anyone who had a car.
Do you know anyone who participated?
Aleja thinks Papa Fernando did, but she thinks Papa Fernando did everything. I know we used to go to the races with my grandfather. Ah, qué buenos recuerdos. There was no speed limit before 2012, and you'd see cars doing 180 miles per hour. Not that I'd know anything about that. 2,178 miles of the Pan American Highway run through Mexico. The race itself had 9 stages and lasted 5 days. But the sheer distance wasn't the only challenge. Constant changes in the elevation from sea level to 3 kilometers up. The most challenging road race in the world. The winner of the very first Carrera Panamericana was Herschel McGriff, who drove an Oldsmobile 88 at an average speed of 88 miles per hour. The Porsche Carrera got its name thanks to Hans Hermann, who won the small sports cars category in 1954. He drove the Porsche 550 Spider and came 3rd overall. He was sick before the race, and his tires came off at the start. He really pulled through against the odds. Porsche had 6 cars competing in 1954, and all of them made it through the end. A lot of others didn't, let me tell you.
Enjoying yourself, are you? Yeah, I kinda had a feeling you were.
1954 was the last year the original Carrera Panamericana took place. But it gave us the most famous Porsche model, the Carrera you're driving right now. The Carrera RS 2.7 was the first production street racing 911. It was built on the 911S 2.4, the fastest Porsche you could buy at the time, and a popular choice in the later Carrera Panamericana races. The race was revived in 1988 and ran to 2016, staying true to the original races with high-speed road stages. The routes for the race were carefully selected every year by planning committee and local government to ensure they were race-worthy and that they can be closed up for 2 hours. You could almost say they've been preparing for the festival for a very long time. This is Jamin's exit. It's been fun, my friend. Take care.
Looking forward to seeing what you can do out there. Have fun now, yeah?
Great race. Almost like we did a little Panamericana with a friend. Anyways, hope you had fun with this little stroll through cars hechos en Mexico.
It was great! And let me know if you, find any other cars like that.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
The first turbocharged car in Europe in the 1970s. 170 horsepower, wide body. Y mira esto. It has turbo written backwards so racers can see it coming in their mirrors. I told Alex it was a Jimmy. He said, "You mean a Blazer?" I think he might the Oscar would get along. I don't know how he came to Mexico. I don't know how or why it was abandoned. All I know is that it belongs to you now, superstar. Here's the keys.